Hi guys, and welcome to the virtual Ecom Summit. Okay, so we're going all the way to virtual stuff now, and I'm starting to like it. Don't get me wrong, I love being on stages, on big stages, and doing those kinds of like big events. But I really want to thank everyone that's joining me right now, and also to the guys that are doing that. So I know that Affiliate Business Club and Aki from there is involved, and of course James and Nick from Geek Out Events, which I always love. I made something really special for you guys today. We're gonna talk about YouTube for performance marketing, something that I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about. And a couple of years ago, as I'm going to say, saying stuff like YouTube and performance marketing or conversions or ecom with YouTube was something that people didn't really think of. Like you wouldn't go, like YouTube wouldn't be the place to go to when you want to get conversions. You would want to go on native, you would want to go on Facebook. And that's the main reason why I decided to share my secret wolf YouTube structure with you guys. So again, thank you for joining me. I really hope you enjoy this one. And let me know, like I'm doing all of this stuff mainly for you. Believe it or not, you're just sitting around at home looking at the screen, looking at me right now. But believe it or not, it takes me hours and hours to get this stuff ready. So all I'm asking from you, I don't have a course, I'm not trying to sell anything, and I probably wouldn't try to sell anything moving forward. All I'm asking for you is that if you liked this content and video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and just send me a message on social, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe Instagram. Tell me if you liked it, tell me the changes that it made in your life or campaigns and the results that you got from it. And that's my fuel, that keeps me going. So let's start. Okay, so we're doing the wolf, we're doing the wolf YouTube structure. Okay, so it's all about getting conversions easily and from scalable campaigns. It's all about scaling. A lot of people start by converting and they can't scale, or once they scale, they lose their advantage. They lose their low CPAs. So most of you probably know me by now. I'm just gonna go through it. What's special about me is the fact that I'm an affiliate, an agency, and a business owner. So I own 10 or a bit more active companies right now. We're doing a lot of stuff. Okay, we're doing fintech, we're doing some technology stuff, we're building tons of stuff, and I also have two cool products. The first one, projects maybe. The first one would be Trepo, my boutique affiliate network, where we really choose selective affiliates that we strategize with and scale the shit out of everything. So it's all about the relationship there and sharing knowledge and getting results from it. And also my fitness center that's been around for a couple of years now, Boost. It's actually my first offline business, and we've been killing it even through the Corona time. My newest project, it's been around for a couple of months also, is called Glow Nutrition. I really got into ecom really hard with building brands in the vitamins and supplement space and stuff like that. So Glow is what I'm doing most of my time in terms of ecom and YouTube stuff. And why you should listen. Okay, so guys, I need you to understand that I don't have a huge team that's like giving me some case studies regarding stuff that worked in the past. I'm actually the guy who sits in front of the computer and buys media, okay? These, like all the stuff that I talk about on my YouTube, on Facebook, and this in specific, is stuff that I've tried on my campaigns. I risked my own money to get these results, okay? So I failed a couple of times, I succeeded a couple of times, and this is why it's super important for you to really understand. And that's also the reason why I call myself a full stack media buyer, because I try all platforms on my own products, on affiliate products, and I'm sharing my results and my strategies for you to take a huge shortcut, okay? So this is me taking tons of money, tons of time, and to strategize and build those structures and really test them. And I also really see a lot of other campaigns because I'm doing a lot of paid consultations, and I see it. So you can take those like tons of money that I spend across Google and YouTube campaigns and really scale up your campaigns and save a lot of money or get to where you want to be. So yeah, just like I said, I tested it on multiple different strategies. So this would be the ultimate optimization and scaling method. And we're gonna go from the basics into the more, like, from the essential stuff to the more advanced. So okay, let's start. Okay, so the essential stuff is going to be maybe a bit boring for the more advanced marketers who already know the advanced stuff. But because, you know, guys, I'm the wolf and this is a wolf video, baby. So it's going to go on pretty quick, and I really like to really go because I don't like it when guys really try and like explain stuff really slowly and stuff. So I'm gonna go over really quick, so I will manage to squeeze as much stuff as I can inside. But you probably see this on YouTube right now, so you can get like replays and stuff and just watch it again. Okay, so let's go, guys, let's go. What are we going to cover? So the first thing would be some YouTube basics, just so you could get to know what I'm going to talk about, the terminology, stuff like that. The second part would be a shorter part about the creative optimization, because I get asked a lot about that part. The main part is going to be my YouTube structure, the Wolf's YouTube structure. The next thing is going to be a bit more advanced for you guys who are going to spend a lot of money, get a lot of conversions, and how do you use the pay for conversions strategies inside Google once it opens up in your account. And then, just like any wolf video, I'm gonna share some wolf tips, baby. So the wolf tips are really, really good here. So let's start. YouTube basics. Okay, so the basics are that YouTube a few years back used to be a branding only. Okay, so it used to be just like an impressions and video views kind of thing. I didn't really knew anyone using it for like conversions or performance campaigns. No one really believed it could get anything but branding goals. So advertising agencies used to use this tool just to get the view count up, and sometimes it would drive some traffic that just didn't convert. So what Google did from that point and throughout the past couple of years is really pushing their algo, and also it feels like they cleaned a lot of the bad traffic that used to be there. So yeah. The thing about YouTube campaigns and what you need to remember, because I see a lot of people coming in from Facebook or native marketing, and you see the way they write, certain way they write ads, and the certain way they structure their campaigns. You really need, and it's important, that you come here with a really clear mind on how YouTube really works. Because with YouTube you have a couple of really important stuff. Okay, so obviously one of the most important things would be the creative. Okay, the creative is something you need to invest a lot of resources in, also in testing, not just creating creatives, because you want to test all the time with YouTube and find the winning creatives. And the other thing that's really important with YouTube and creatives is segmenting the audience. That's what's always winning. Okay, segmenting the audience, finding the right targeting, the right message, the right creative is something big. And a lot of my talks, I talk about segmenting, but if there was ever a time where segmenting the audience was crucial to the campaign's success, it's here, okay? You want to test audiences throughout the funnel, okay? And see what works well and what, and just show the winning version of the creative to that specific audience. That's what you want to do here. You can also test through EPC if your payout is static, or through CPA if it's dynamic, okay? So what I mean here is that sometimes you would have products that are being sold for anywhere between $20 to $100. In those kinds of situations, I wouldn't choose creatives through EPC. But if you have a static type of payout, like for example, you're getting $30-50 per conversion, then you want to see through EPC, because the CPC and CPA is going to be the same in that situation. And of course, CTR would be the initial thing we based our optimization at this customer, at this audience segmentation level. And we're gonna talk about how we're gonna optimize in just a bit. Okay, so what else you should know before jumping in? These are the basics, okay? The first thing you wanna know is that you have to connect your YouTube account to your Google Ads account. Without that, you won't really have features like the call to action button or the ability to create audiences who watch specific videos, okay? Second thing would be that YouTube has a couple of ad types, but what we're gonna use here would be a true view ad. So that's the type of ad you can skip after 5 seconds, and the cool thing about true view ads is that you only pay for 30 seconds, like if the person watches the video for 30 seconds, or if the video is less than 30 seconds long, you only pay for a complete view of that video. That means you also have to really adjust your creatives in that certain way. So you don't really care about the view count here, because we're not really trying to get views, we're really trying to get conversions, but it's something just to keep in mind, because you just want to use that feature in terms of like, if you're gonna get impressions, why not get like the most effective impressions that you can get, and just like make sure your message goes through in the first 5 seconds. The third thing we're going to talk about is that there are tons of videos that talk about what's important before creating YouTube video ads, and it's important to really go through a lot of them before you start making ads. A lot of people you might take on this project that are super creative, they take amazing still photos, they make a lot of like really nice videos on Facebook and stuff like that, but they don't really understand anything with media buying, and anything with media buying specifically on YouTube. So it's important to adjust and educate those guys who would work with you or for you in terms of what you want to do. The fourth thing I want you guys to remember is that if you're driving traffic through multiple pages or sources, it's really important to tag, just like use UTM tags, and tag that specific traffic, or even if you have tons of traffic, make a different page for this traffic, and I'm going to explain and talk about it more later on. We're gonna get into some terminology. So the fifth thing would be in-market audience. So in-market audience would be the audience that Google recognizes as an audience that's inside the what's called research and discovery loop. Okay, so we have the funnel, someone sees your ad, he decides to enter, and he goes through the research and discovery loop. He wants to compare, he wants to see other products that are similar, he wants to know that he's not being drop shipped, he wants to know that your customer reviews are good. And Google knows when they are searching for a specific product and that they are currently inside the in-market costume audience thing segment. So that's a really important tool to use whatever you're using inside Google, not just YouTube. The sixth thing would be costume intent. So costume intent, and that's a big thing because I don't feel like Google's UI currently really makes costume intent stand out. So that might be even an advantage in terms of like having that knowledge to use that. So costume intent allows you to chase down people who are actively searching for something specifically and show them ads, in that case, inside YouTube video ads. That means that if, for example, someone searches inside Google's search network for dog food, or maybe a competitor, just any keyword, doesn't matter, he would go inside your specific segment, and once he gets inside YouTube, doesn't matter which video he's going to view, he's going to see your ad, okay? So that's extremely important tool just because of the fact that you can get that search traffic inside YouTube, okay? That's basically a game changer. We're gonna skip over to the YouTube creative optimization part, okay? So basically the rule of thumb would be that as big as your audience gets, the more automated you go in terms of the creative optimization, okay? And when you really go narrow, like targeting campaigns, you just want to go with rotating ads equally, okay? Or what's being called inside Google's settings, rotate indefinitely. That means that okay, so the logic behind this is that when you already know what's your audience and targeting, you really want to focus on testing the creatives, okay, the videos in front, okay? And when you're looking for the right match between targeting and creatives, because you're looking at a bigger type of like audience and maybe a broader, really wide targeting, you need the help of the algo. So you want to go as much as automated as possible in terms of the creatives optimization when you do that. We're gonna go into the main dish that would be the Wolf's YouTube structure. Okay, so the secret to everything inside Google in general, but the secret to this structure would be, just like any campaign, targeting, okay? So guys that are going to come from like a fire and forget like type of mentality, maybe they are coming from Facebook, are just going to spend tons of money on basically nothing because they would have to wait a lot of time for the system to optimize. So Google really needs that push, especially if you're opening a new account, a new campaign. That's really important, and especially when you're doing YouTube and GDN, like those really wide tons of inventory types of platforms. So what I like to open up initially is just like starting off with one remarketing campaign, 1 to 3 costume intent campaigns, or 1, maybe 2 in-market audience campaigns, okay? So that's the initial thing, okay? And also, and that's extremely important, if you already got some traffic that converted, or you can upload a list of customers from an Excel file, which a lot of times opens up once you spend a certain amount. I think it's like 50,000 US dollars. Or if you have a Google rep that can open it up for you quicker. But what you want to do is open up campaigns for that, and also use a similar audience and just open up a campaign for that specific audience. So we have costume lists, we have retargeting lists, and we have similar audiences, or maybe even two, okay? So let's just go through those campaigns really quick. I just want you guys to understand, because it's going to get a bit more advanced, okay? So when it's really important, just like a kitchen inside a restaurant, to operate in a really clean manner, so you guys would be able to optimize through ad schedules, devices, video creatives, targeting, YouTube channels and those kinds of stuff moving forward. So the YouTube remarketing campaign, and I'm just gonna go from the really essential stuff. This would be used in any campaign, okay? So it doesn't matter which campaign you opened up, you need to have a remarketing campaign for YouTube, okay? There is no doubt about it. Those would be like the lower part of the funnel stuff that you have to pick up. So if you're hearing about remarketing in general or YouTube remarketing for the first time, honestly, I don't think this video is for you. I made this specific slide mostly for people who are running campaigns, and sometimes I'm amazed when I consult with people and I just see that they didn't open up a remarketing campaign. Custom intent is really when targeting and segmenting audiences comes to play, okay? So how segmenting audiences come to play here with custom intent is by creating different lists for different types of people and according to the search size. That means that you can create custom intent list for your bigger competitor and then just another list for the smaller ones. You need to keep in mind that Google suggests that you just don't choose like one keyword, but at least maybe 10, 20 keywords, and just use a variety of keywords. So if you're doing one competitor, you wanna make sure that you have maybe you can use even the keyword planner and just take at least 10, 15 keywords that relate, for example, name of the competitor, reviews, name of the competitor, phone number, name of the competitors, whatever, just like I don't have any more examples right now, but you guys know what I mean. In-market audience is where you can target a broader type of audience and still get traffic that is likely to convert for you, okay? So these are people that Google knows that are currently, just like I said before, inside the research and discovery loop, and they are looking to buy something, okay? So those are the three campaigns. So this is where you start off with, okay? So we have one campaign for remarketing, one for custom intent, and one for in-market audience. Maybe you decided that you have a really variety of in-market audiences and you wanted to expand there, you opened up a bit more, or maybe you have a really big variety of competitors and really wide-ranged keywords that are related to your product specifically, so you opened up a couple of custom intent campaigns. So the more advanced you are and the more time and data you have inside this campaign, you need to start expanding it, okay? You want to start scaling up. So how you do that is by opening a wider type of campaigns based on what's working. Okay, so for example, only a specific age or maybe gender or maybe device or maybe specific hours that you see that this campaign converts. Okay, so this is the third gear, and this structure has like a third and fourth and stuff, and I don't really have a lot of time to explain, but I'm trying to really teach you how to fish. Okay, so you need to understand that you inside Google always take what's working in the more broader type of campaigns, even if like you opened up only in-market and custom intent, which is quite narrow to begin with. You want to take what's working out and start modifying, scaling it, opening up more and more campaigns, okay? So you need to make sure you create different campaigns for more in-market and more custom intent list. That's how you start scaling that up, optimizing, and then moving from there. We're gonna go and talk about the pay for conversion strategies, and I don't think, like I didn't see anyone speak about that, but the thing is that later on, when you start getting a lot of conversion data inside your account, you'll be able to create campaigns where you only pay for conversions. So that opens up inside the campaign settings, and where Google says pay for, and usually it says clicks and you can't really change it, you would have the option of paying for conversions, which is crazy. It's any marketer's dream, essentially. Basically, it means that Google would serve our campaign. We wouldn't pay for impressions or clicks, but only when a conversion occurs. So Google would make an average of like what's your CPA, and then it would start making adjustments, and those campaigns could be money because you don't get inside a nervous spot where you spend money or just like optimizing and getting some data, and you're just paying for results, which is amazing. That's a big thing, and you need to know how to use it. So a lot of people don't really know how to use it, which is a shame because it's one of Google's biggest like benefits. So here are a couple of points regarding that, okay? One strategy would be to open up a really super wide campaign and let Google just get just traffic and then optimize from there, okay? So the cool thing about that strategy is that it would give you tons of traffic you wouldn't really want to buy, like mobile apps traffic and stuff that you would usually just block. And Google has lots of that specific traffic, and it goes for really cheap. And then the system, basically Google Ads, would be responsible for the optimization part without any stress from your end because you're not really losing money. So that's really cool, okay? The other thing is that it might not get a lot of conversions to begin with, and then it would raise your average CPA, and you would have to start optimizing from a much higher CPA once you open up more pay for conversion campaigns. So you want to make sure that you do that when you are really sure on what creatives work for you, and also that you open up those kinds of campaigns for products that would fit, meaning like a wide appeal type of evergreen type of products. The other strategy, the second strategy that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that's a strategy that sometimes would really help you take a shortcut, and that would be just opening a campaign that is already very targeted using the data that you already got from another YouTube or GDN campaign, okay? So for example, you can decide that your new campaign would only be a desktop campaign because that's where you got most of your conversions. And the other thing you can decide would be just excluding certain ages or genders. And I've seen some people just target really narrow type of audiences and placements. So that's something you can do, and you can test a lot of stuff there while the wider campaign is still going. So that's really nice. Regardless of what strategy you've chosen, what we're gonna do in terms of CPA here is open up with a suggested CPA. Okay, so that's the CPA that Google's system gives you, and it would be according to the conversion data that you already got in the account. And what you want to do is maybe sometimes increase the CPA by 50 to 70% more than what you really want to go, just so the system would get some traction and the campaign would get going. And then we're gonna let the system get us like 10 conversions. And the next step is that we're gonna lower the CPA by 5 to 10%. And my suggestion would be even giving it like 3 days, 5 days in between each time you decrease the CPA, the bid, if you want the campaign to keep on giving you a constant, stable volume, and you wanna make sure that the campaign doesn't go basically to shit and continues to give you the same volume. So these campaigns, once they opened up and once you get to where you want to be in terms of CPA, could be the most amazing campaigns ever because they are super stable and they could potentially give you super high volume, and that's where the scalability would come from. And we're gonna get to the wolf tips. Okay, so the first wolf tip we're gonna talk about would be, when you launch a campaign, launch it with a low budget. Okay, so GDN with YouTube, those types of campaigns tend to go wild at the start, okay, and they overspend a lot of the money, okay, so remember that they could spend up as twice or sometimes even more, but you're not gonna pay for it, as much money as you've set inside the budget, okay? So you just wanna make sure, you're gonna make some mistakes at the beginning and stuff, so just make sure you set the budget to where you know that it's going to spend double, okay? The second wolf tip would be when you're inside the learning phase, when you've opened up a campaign, and this goes to every campaign, every network inside Google, when you're inside the learning phase, don't change budget or targeting. If a campaign is doing well, you want to scale it, just open up a different campaign, okay? Inside GDN and YouTube, you're not really competing with yourself. It's not like Facebook. You just want to make sure that these campaigns keeps going. Just open up another campaign. And again, GDN and YouTube are not like the search network. It's not going to impact directly your campaigns. The third wolf tip would be just like, I want you guys to take these campaigns and knowledge from this talk and just use them for the more saturated and competitive markets, okay? So if you're looking for a new opportunity, use it to get the really expensive traffic, okay? For a YouTube pricing, and this is huge. I want you guys to understand what custom intent really means. Just for example, the CPC for words that are related to lawyers or all of the litigation world in the United States is one of the most expensive markets there are in the search network. You can get through custom intent audiences segmentation, you can basically chase down those people inside YouTube and get those really expensive clicks and traffic or of people who have an actual search intent inside YouTube for really cheap, okay? Or maybe you can get your competitors' traffic through that. So yeah, the conversion rate is going to be a lot lower, but it's still the same person and it's still basically essentially search traffic quality. The fourth wolf tip would be if you have a lot of traffic coming in, and this is very, very important, okay? If you're running a campaign from native, from GDN, from YouTube, and from Facebook, you have tons of traffic coming in. It's really important to segment and divide all of the campaigns, okay? And I've just talked about, like, you just need to even create even more segments than I initially said. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that if you're doing remarketing campaigns, make sure that you show different content to different types of users based on what they've watched or how many seconds they've watched, okay? So you can and need to upload the same video a number of times, and then you would know what video initially targeted to what type of people from the custom intent campaigns. Let me explain. First of all, this goes, and I'm going to divide it to two. First of all, people who watched certain videos, you're creating a segment of people who watched at least 30 seconds from your video on YouTube, a specific video. Those might not be the same targeting and people who would watch 30 seconds of that same video if they came from Facebook. So you want to make sure that you're remarketing Facebook users with their own videos, you remarket native users with their own videos, and you're creating segments of those video watchers, people who completed the video, people who watched only 10 seconds, through every specific platform and targeting that you have. And that's really important, okay? So the in-market audience campaign, you'll be able to target everyone who watched at least 30 seconds from that specific video, just because you know, as you know already, different types of audiences and targeting would react differently to different types of content. And I know this point might not really seem obvious to begin with, but this is a really advanced move that could generate a lot of money or save a lot of money for you guys. And if you just narrow down and target people who watched at least 50% of the videos you're pushing on the remarketing campaign, that would be such a game changer for you. But again, the key part here would be segmenting the audience and breaking it down even more and even more. The fifth wolf tip would be, if you are driving traffic from multiple sources of traffic, you want to make sure that you can segment YouTube's traffic so you'll be able to exclude it from places like Facebook, for example. So a lot of people tell me, I used to run the campaign on Facebook alone. We got tons of traffic. Remarketing campaign or retargeting campaign worked amazing. The CPA was exactly where I needed to be. But now, as soon as I opened up more channels like native or GDN or YouTube, I got some really bad traffic and it really made the CPA go up. So make sure you can basically tag every type of traffic and then exclude it or open up a separate campaign for it, and then you won't really hurt the really high conversion rate type of campaigns, and you really wouldn't make them really expensive. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I really hope that this gave you tons of value. Please, just like I said at the beginning, if you like my content, I'm creating it for free. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you just write something nice to me on Facebook or something like that, Instagram, wherever you guys want. I invested hours in creating this talk. The least you can do would be spending 10-15 seconds to say thank you, subscribe, and share this knowledge, so I would be creating more and more. One thing I want to keep you with would be something that I would probably create another talk, and that's the biggest thing that I didn't really got inside this talk because I felt like it would be really overwhelming, would be all of the bidding world, and that's something I'm going to make another talk about. But thank you so much, guys, and hope you keep safe. Bye bye.